G'day and welcome to 3AW's Football Frenzy Hour. This is your host, Gibbo. We seem to be sitting on a superb temperature of 18 degrees, the south-easterly breeze blowing at about 3 knots. And today we're joined by the player agent of the highly anticipated player, Harry Knight. Hello, Jerome.
Yeah, how are you, mate? Thanks for having me on the show.
No worries, mate. Now, the first question we've got for you here is from our long-time listener, Bruce. And his question reads, describe a day in the life of a football agent when the transfer window is open.
Yeah, thanks for asking. Well, it's a very frantic time. I have to deal with a lot of issues. I've been an agent for over 5 players at different times in my career. And, I have to deal with each personal issue, which can involve wages, morale, form, and other desires the players have. I also have to deal with the media, which can be quite pestering at times, as they never stop bugging you to find out the truth. I also deal with football directors who can be quite feisty and strong-willed, so it can be hard to convince them sometimes to move the player across. But sometimes the players' emotions can get in the way, and I sort of act like a therapist sometimes for them to calm them down and then assess their options for them at a very dramatic time.
That's quite the job then, isn't it?
Yes.
Now our next question is from Tim Thompson, from all the way out in Geelong. And his question reads, what is the most difficult transfer you've had to deal with?
Well, quite glad you asked that, Tim, but without a doubt it'd have to be my side with Leroy Lita. He was my free agent at the time at Bristol, and I thought it was going to be easy for him to transit to another club, but certainly this was not the case. We had numerous offers for Leroy, but none of them met his demands, which was £7,000 a week with a championship team or at a higher level than that. But finally on deadline day, out of nowhere, Nottingham Forest upped their offer to Leroy, offering him an irresistible wage of £10,000 and a promise of regular first-team football. After seeing this, we both knew it was the right deal for him, and everything was finalised with just 1 hour left in the transfer window. Comparing that to other transfers I've had to deal with, 1 hour left, that's just very frantic and hard to deal with.
Interesting. And another question from Cameron Williamson in Sunbury. What's the biggest factor that gives you the most problems in transfers?
It would definitely be the media and, the coverage of transfers that they have. The media are masters at twisting words, bending the truth, and squeezing any sign of controversy out of a transfer and making it a huge story. This can be quite irritating when dealing with a transfer, especially if it's one of your own. It toys with the fans' emotions and the thoughts and also of that of the players. They lie blatantly about anything. All they care about is selling their paper or filling a slot with a pointless, scandalous article. They also give false facts about the transfers and, really stir the pot for everyone involved, which is not a good thing.
Yes, that's very true. And the last question of the day is from Ali Al-Sadiqri, pardon my pronunciation, from Noble Park. And it reads, what is the upside of being a football agent?
Yeah, to be honest, it's finding out things before anyone else does and knowing the truth behind everything. It's quite funny.
There's something funny there, Jerome.
Yeah, sorry, just pronunciation. But anyway, to be honest, the best thing about being a football agent is finding out things before anyone else does, knowing the truth behind everything, even though the media tries to bend it sometimes. But it's great. I love my job as I get to travel to all corners of the globe, watch football games as often as I can, help my players out, which is rewarding for me, meet football personalities, build my personal network of communication. And, the payday isn't too shabby at the end of the day, to be honest.
Yeah, I can imagine so. Alright, Jerome, well, thanks for coming in today, and we'll take our listeners back to the Caribbean of 1970 with this hit blast from Matthew Mark. Catch you after the song.